let's roll over to, can we say it? I know I didn't say it on air, but can we say it? The best team in the NFC?
No, not the
You
Lions.
still not gonna go with the Lions?
Nah.
Who you going with? It can't be the Vikings.
I mean, the Buccaneers actually look better than them.
You sure? Did you
I,
see?
I
Did you see people bouncing off David Montgomery?
oh yeah, I saw that. But you know the Seahawks were. We gonna talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, they golf and running because that's what happened. I think Jared Goff went 18 for 18 last night,
Mm-hmm.
and outside of the questionable safety that happened out there, I mean, I thought only questionable calls happened in Dallas when the Lions was playing, but obviously it happens in Ford Stadium as well. They won 42-29 over the Seahawks. I think no, let's correct this, as Joe was saying, the undefeated Seahawks. That's who they beat, 42-29. Quick recap. I like the jerseys. I know a couple people from up Detroit. They've been doing their thing. We got Carl in the chat. Shout out to Carl Mom. She's a diehard Lions fan as well. So he's a Lion fan. He's a Lion fan of Jace. I support the Lions until they play the Cowboys. I support everything that the Lions have been doing these last few seasons as far as like what they've been doing to build their team, because they're one of the teams that don't really go out and sign too many free agents. They like build through the draft, and all their players is kind of like next man up, and they show and prove every time they get on the field, majority of them. The Seahawks they're confusing. I like the coach that they got. They got him from over at the Ravens, right? He came from the Ravens. Yep. I like what they got going on, but they have these moments where it's just like, what's going on? Like with DK, he'll have a moment where it's like, huh? And then he'll have a play like he did on the slant and go, or sluggo, as some people would say. And then it's just like, there go to DK, we all know. Like he can be aggressive there. And then Tyler Lockett's situation, then Geno Smith, then you got K9, aka Kenneth Walker. It's just so confusing what happens with that team at times in these moments. And then Jared Goff, another guy who gets overlooked, as some would say, as far as like when we talking about quarterbacks in the NFC, he gets very overlooked. And some people like, well, he went to the Super Bowl. And then as you say that, everyone proceeds to say, well, he was getting the plays up until the last second of the play. He was carried by that team. He was, so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. But then to come out and go 18 for 18 on a Monday night, and it's like, you know what? I think he broke a record. Or maybe that was just for him. Oh no, he set an NFL record with completions without an incompletion. Sheesh.
Well, it don't count. It don't count for the record books because it's not, or for the percentage. So he did break the record with the most completion or incompletion. He did, right?
Yeah, but not the
percentage. He don't count.
We know Commanders fans know all about passing completion. We know y'all know about percentages, man. We know. If there's anything you can talk to. Hey Jaden, come on, man. 19 for 19. I know you can do it. But the balanced offense attack that the Lions bring with the two running backs and then the wide receivers, and then their defense is just aggressive. Like, bruh, I'm sorry, Joe. Like, I'm gonna say it until they prove me different. They are the best team in the NFC, and going up against that Seahawks team that was 3-0, and most people really didn't have them going 3-0. I mean, I know Kev vouched for them a lot, but for that team to go 3-0 and them go in there and show them that, hey, this is who we are. Yeah, Joe. I think the Lions are the real deal. Outside of Dan Campbell and his random moments, but I think the Lions the real deal.
See, the Seahawks, they had 5 key injuries on the defensive side of the ball yesterday. So they were missing some players on the defensive side of the ball. I think 4 starters, including my rookie of the year candidate, Byron Murphy, second. But here's my thing about downtown though. All right, not the Lions. Let me address the Seahawks. Remember we did a segment and we said which 2-0 team is fraudulent, and y'all went with the Vikings, I went with the Seahawks. And one of my issues where they throw the ball too much. That's what I said. I said that Geno threw the ball against the Patriots 44 times, and they only ran the ball 14 times, but only Kenneth Walker. Charbonnet didn't get no touches that game. And then this game, he throws the ball 56 times? What? Geno Smith? Come on, Tomo. You're not winning the game. No, don't get me wrong. Geno's playing good. but you're not winning a game in Detroit when your QB is Geno Smith throwing the ball 56 times. That's not going to happen, Tomo. Now, look, you look at the Detroit Lions. You said 18 for 18. They scored 42. These dudes 38 from 56 and score 29. When you watch Jared Goff, when he drops back, he's not hurried. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Everything is timing and smooth. Man, Gino was running for his life because they expected to pass. They so predictable. I told you they got the Carl. You in the comments, help me out. They got the offensive coordinator from Washington. That the same one for your boy that just got drafted by the Falcons. I can't think of his name right now. Dang. What's his name? Gosh.
From Washington.
Oh my gosh. He got drafted to the Falcons. Oh man, I can't.
Michael Penix.
Michael Penix. He had on 3 elite receivers for real and pro receivers, and they threw the ball a lot. And that's what he's doing with Geno Smith. They threw the ball too much. Kenneth Walker, Tomo, 12 carries. I don't know if you noticed. I feel like every time Kenneth Walker touched the ball, he got a good chunk.
Ryan Grubb, is that his name?
Ryan Grubb, yes, that's his name. Ryan Grubb. Look, every time Kenneth Walker touched the ball, he got a good chunk. 12 carries, 6.7 yards per carry. Charbonnet, only 2 carries, but he got 15 yards in those 2 carries. That's 7.5 a carry, bro. Like, what are they? I don't know. They are throwing a lot of short stuff, but still, like Geno is under duress most of the time. Like, he's running around. I'm like, yo. So that's my issue with the Seahawks. That's why I'm not really I'm not really a big fan of the offensive coordinator, what he's doing with this team. Now he can adjust as time goes. But right now, I think they're throwing the ball entirely too much. Now the Lions. I picked the Lions to win this game. Me and Trent talked about. I mean, I know we hooping around, hollering around. 42 points. Another team that scored 42 points too. Tomo yesterday. Sunday. I'm just saying. But
let me look that up. When the last time y'all scored 40-something points, man? Go ahead, continue with
2018.
Look, I bet you. Go ahead, man.
He was 18 or 16, probably 16. I think it was 8 years ago. But Detroit played the Cardinals too. Don't forget, and that was a tough battle. I mean, you saw we did the Cardinals in Arizona. I'm just letting you know. But
different scheme.
Yeah. But I am going to predict this. If we make the playoffs, we're going to run into Detroit. And it's going to be that whole scenario with Ben Johnson. Remember that? We try to get Ben Johnson, and then Ben Johnson kind of he kind of...
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks to us. Ben Johnson kind of hung the phone up. He kind of carried us mid-flight. Remember that? So...
But yeah, when he sent y'all the text message.
Yeah, like... I've been thinking about that because Ben Johnson is a really good coordinator. You know what I mean? So, but I like what Detroit is doing. Detroit does have a good case to be the best team in NFC right now. But right now you got to kind of go with the Vikings. The reason why, because who they played, and this is based off this season. I'm not basing all the preseason. Based on what we have for these 4 games, the Vikings have played the best football. They beat Green Bay with Jordan Love. Jordan Love was there. They beat the 49ers. They beat and who else they beat? They beat the Giants, and I forgot who the other person they beat. They beat somebody else that was good. The Texans. The Texans.
Yep.
So I would say the Vikings right now, based on the 4 games we played so far. But the Lions are sweet, man. And they were at home with the all black. Come on now. They can put up some points now.
I mean,
shout out to Jared Goff catching that touchdown pass too. And Morris.
Oh, you talking about the Philly? I mean, the Detroit special they call it now.
Yeah, he threw a dime. I ain't gonna lie. That was a dime. Dropped it right in the bucket.
I mean, well, Detroit right now, after that win, they go on a bye week, and then guess who they play out fresh out the bye. Oh. So you got 2 weeks for Ben Johnson to scheme up how to run 400 yards on the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah,
so you already know. For them to get a bye week and then play, it's gonna get ugly.
Y'all be beating them
though. That's because the refs. So we out of all games. Now watch this be the game with none of that crazy stuff happen, and they just flat out win it, unless Dan Campbell gets greedy again. But outside of that, I mean, I see the pushback as far as who the Vikings have played. I'm just more so looking at what the Lions have done in the offseason and how they just built on that success. I mean, even though, like I said, the Ladybug catch with the Vikings, it's more of a shock factor for me because again, we all know what the running joke is with Sam Darnold. It's like they really winning these games. Like they really winning these. Like when you look at the score, sometimes you're like, wait, what's going on here? And even with like betting purposes, once I seen that Jair was out, I said, "Oh, the Vikings gonna win this game." Because now they can just go crazy. Because if Jair locked down one side, now it's like, all right, Sam, I know you can just throw it up, and then Jettas could make something happen. Even though Sam is passing, spreading the wealth, but that go-to play and the Jair there, that might be an interception, and now confidence bring you back down to earth. Because one pick six that could change a quarterback life. I'm gonna say it one more time. One pick six can change a quarterback life.
Hey, somebody
one pick six can change a quarterback life. That's all I'm just saying. You gotta bring y'all back down sometimes.
Hey, real quick though, the Lions. One thing about the Lions, this was their only impressive win of the year.
You think so? You don't think
the Rams game?
Rams game?
Yeah, but that was more. Yeah, that was a good game. That was a good game.
The way they was running the ball all over them.
It went to overtime. They won the overtime. So they didn't like convincingly win. And then they lost to the Buccaneers at home. When the Buccaneers got sacked like a million times, they lost to the Buccaneers. Aiden Hutchinson had like 5 sacks in the first quarter. I mean, and then they barely beat the Cardinals. Barely. And they beat the Seahawks. That's the only thing.
Tied. David Montgomery had 17 carries, 91 yards. Jameer had 11 carries. They was tied. Jameson Wilson, 121. They was tied.
Man, they got weapons though. Woo! They got a good running back duo. They got Laporte. They got St. Brown. They got J-Mo. Man,
Laporta. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they got a good team. I'm not even gonna lie. So if you were to say based off last year, like what I was saying to y'all, based off last year, you collecting all your data and you say Detroit the best team, that makes a lot of sense. It really does. Because I mean, who else? 49ers, they lost two ugly games. You know what I mean? They gave up a lead to the Rams and they got whooped by the Vikings, basically. You know, the Lions ain't get whooped by nobody. Like Baker Mayfield had to run a touchdown and win that game against the Lions.
Now I know we got a little bit more time, so I just want to ask one question because you said if y'all make the playoffs, you're going and you run into the Lions. What round is this?
Yeah, I knew I was coming. That gotta be round 2, right? I mean,
so y'all not going to the wild card. That's what you saying.
No, we might do a wild card, you know what I mean? Because only one bye week. Only one team get a bye week. That's it. So you might be a wild card.
See now, Joe, you got me. All right, let me see something. Let's go to standings right quick. Because as of right now, I just need to see who's number one. It's the Vikings, then it's Tampa, then it's y'all.
Wild card. Only the Vikings get it by. Based on today's standings. Who we play?
Hold on. So the 2, what is it? 2-7?
Yeah. Hold on. We 2 right now?
No. That's Tampa. I'm trying to, because right now, 8 teams make it, right?
7. I know you're trying to get in time up only 7.
All right. You see where I was going with that, right? Oh man, the playoffs started today, man. Me and my Eagles brothers, we gotta leave the chat. We gotta leave because we ain't in. So that would
hold on. We 4, right?
No. Y'all 3. So technically, y'all will play the Falcons.
Get Kurt. You like that? Oh, we want that one. Ooh, Detroit. Detroit what?
Detroit is 5th, so they will play the Seahawks. It would be the 4-5.
So they win.
So if it was the playoffs today, it would be Tampa and the Saints. Then it would be y'all, Falcons. Then it would be Seahawks, Lions.
Now, obviously, people who are watching, this ain't happening. It's only week 4. But if the Saints beat Tampa and if we win that matchup and Detroit win, we will play Detroit round 2. But if Tampa win,
it will be in DC.
Yeah, we home.
Yeah.
Tomo, you know the DC we rocking. You might go to the game.
Yeah, for Detroit to win. I need Detroit to win this one.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Oh man. I don't know how that would shape out. I don't know. And then let's say, never mind. Let's just say we speaking hypothetical. So I just had to get, the ball.